Hello, this is Luke Voulgarakis from LV Life and welcome to your quick tarot for week commencing the 4th of November. I had to think about that. I don't know why, because I just looked up the date before I started filming and it's only tomorrow. Okay, let's see what we've got. So as always, we'll start with our general energies for the week, and then we'll do by your signs, so your sun, moon and rising signs. So please make sure to check all three of those out, and in the description we will have your links or the timestamp, for each of those sun, moon and rising signs. You won't have a last week's one to reflect on, but have you seen that I've done your monthly tarot? Because I posted those last week. So have a look at your monthly tarot, quick tarot, and see if any of that resonates for you. All right. Remember, you can always have a private reading with me. Visit me at lvlife.com/tarot. I'll pop that link in the description. And you can even, if you fancy it, make me a little donation. So buy me a coffee or PayPal. Or you can like, follow, subscribe and share, because all of those things are free and they help me to reach more people, and I really do appreciate it. All right, here we go. Are you ready? Our general energies. Da, 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 da. We have start here, all upright, so all external factors happening in our world at the moment. We've got the Judgment card, the Lovers, and then the Ten of Swords, so big cards. Now, let's start with the Judgment. So the Judgment card is about a tides turning, things starting to change. When we look at this picture, it depicts Judgment Day, and of course you can see here all of these people, they're nude, they're underneath an angel here, or winged character, whatever your belief is. And they're vulnerable and exposed to that. They're completely at the mercy of what's happening on this Judgment Day. And that's why it's tables turning, because from Judgment Day, life will no longer be the same. Life may not even exist as you know it, and it will then change into a new form. So I feel like this Judgment card is about things transitioning for you. But perhaps in some of that process of that transition, you become a bit vulnerable or a bit exposed or a bit at the mercy of things out of your control. And so I really feel like this energy is about change occurring that you have no control over, but ultimately is part of your destiny, part of your process. And things that have gone on in the past, you can't carry that stuff with you. Tides have to turn, things have to change. You're moving on to a new portion of your life, or a new theme of your life that may be completely different to where you've been before. But it's happening through this process of like almost against your will. You're at the mercy of external factors dictating this, not anything that you've done. Nothing you can do now will change what the inevitable is. Then we've got the Lovers card. So maybe as part of this process, you become connected with another divine soul, another soul who gets you, understands you, it will influence you, will walk alongside you. It doesn't have to be like a literal lover. It could be just someone you meet that you resonate with. Perhaps somebody you already know is stepping up into a more significant or important role in your life. Perhaps somebody's coming in to help you transition this, to help you navigate that change, and help you with some of that vulnerability, some of that fear, some of that being at the mercy. So maybe somebody is coming along to support you and carry you through that a little. Maybe you're both embarking on that journey together and you can hold each other's hands side by side and travel together. But definitely another energy who is divinely meant to be with you, or you're meant to be with each other, helping to carry through this transitional time. And the transitional time here is the Ten of Swords. And what you can see is this person's been stabbed in the back 10 times, but they're looking out over the horizon there, and you can see the fog is starting to lift and the day is starting to be born again, and the light's starting to come back out. And so I think that this transition is about the end of not so pleasant times, the end of things that you've been wanting to end, and the start, because 10 is completion, and the start of things in a new way, in a new light, in a new day. So yeah, this is quite interesting, and it's quite heavy energy, it's big energy, it's very transitional energy, and that's an interesting thing to come out of a general energies reading, because of course we won't all be experiencing this exact thing at the exact same time, unless, you know, Judgment Day does happen. Maybe that's a real thing, I don't know. Hopefully not. But we need to see how that connects with your individual sun, moon and rising readings, because there's a real heaviness and transitional energy to this, as I said. So we need to know uniquely what that means for you. Okay, so let's start with Taurus. Taurus, you are turning your back and sailing away. And which, well, given what we've just discussed, I think that kind of makes sense. But I think there's some sadness and sorrow with your sailing away, in the sense of that there's this cloaked character here with a child, and they're still carrying that trauma with them. They're still carrying those battles in this Six of Swords. So I feel like you are turning your back on something that doesn't necessarily feel positive, optimistic, but it feels like a necessity. So I think your transition right now, this kind of Judgment Day energy that we've talked about, is a necessity for you. And it's okay to feel sorrow or sadness. It's okay, and it's okay to still take some of that energy and those feelings and those challenges with you. You know, you can heal those when you're ready, but right now the escape is what's important. The turning your back and sailing away is what's important. Don't worry about trying to fix everything. You just need to get away. All right, Virgo. Virgo, you've got the Six of Pentacles upright. A big part of this for you might be about restoring balance, about trying to bring your life back into harmony. But I think we talked about this Lovers card with another divine energy, and perhaps you two are coming together to hold each other's hands, to support each other, to uplift each other. I think you have a bigger piece to play in this. Maybe you going through this, or maybe you've been through something like this and you can then support another, allows you to start bringing some balance back into the world, not only from your perspective, but also from a greater perspective. So I feel like, Virgo, you are having the opportunity this week to really think about, how do you give back this time? How do you support and encourage and help people along, like paying it forward almost? You know, if someone's helped you, how are you now paying it forward for the next person? Capricorn. Ooh, Capricorn. Queen of Cups. Reversed. So the Queen of Cups is like dipping her toes into the water here. It's a change of territory. Change of territory was the right word. Maybe I said it for a reason, but I can't think what the word is. Anyway, but in the reverse position, I think you're being asked to hold back a little, to focus on what you have, to focus on who you are and how you feel about yourself and the kind of relationship that you have with yourself. And maybe your focus needs to be on that, and this kind of exploration of new lands, like the transition from the sea to the water, dipping the toes in energy. I don't think that this transition for you, when we talked about the general energies, is for you to physically go out and do something different. I feel like this is for you to explore yourself in a different way, to dip your toes in the water, to learn more about the self. So I think that there's a real piece of the puzzle here where you are really looking at how can you transform and transition yourself rather than physical things? All right, Sagittarius. Sagittarius, you have got the Four of Pentacles in reverse. Again, reverse the Pentacles is more like the self-worth stuff rather than physical worth. So I feel like you've been trying to control or manipulate the way that you think and feel. Perhaps you've been trying too hard to, you know, think positive, reframe things, love yourself, all of that stuff. Or maybe you're trying, but it's not working. And so you're being asked here to release a little bit of the control. So you can see here this person kind of holding tightly to this pentacle in the middle of their chest, but above them the universe is looking out for them, below them in the physical realm the world is fine. So I just wonder, is there this opportunity to relinquish some control over that stuff, stop trying to manipulate the way that you want to rebuild your self-worth, stop doing the fake it till you make it thing, and just trust that the universe and that in the physical world you're being guided to be really kind of honing and refining that self-worth rather than you having to try and control it. Just allow it to be a bit more organic. All right, Leo. Leo, we have got the Page of Cups in reversed. The Page of Cups, you can see a fish popping out of a cup, which is kind of a surprise. It's a bit of a surprising card. Cups are relationships, but again, in this reverse position, I feel like it's the relationship with yourself. So are you starting to surprise yourself? As you go through this transitional time that we talked about in the general energies, are you surprised at how well you're doing, at the skills that you have accumulated through your life are coming into play and into practice now? How you're handling things much better than you anticipated, how you are responding to things in ways that show growth and self-worth and confidence. I feel like you're being asked to pull on all of the stuff that you have been through and all the lessons you've learned, all the growth that you've done, to really lean into this transitional time. And I think that you're going to surprise yourself about how well you're going to manage this and how well you're going to cope with this. All right, Aries, let's see what we've got. Okay, Aries. Lots of pentacle energies happening today. Here we have the Eight of Pentacles. This is chipping away, doing the hard work. Keep at it. So when you feel like you just want to throw it all out this week, you know, you've had enough of this, you're not getting anywhere, you're not feeling the things or achieving the things that you want to feel or achieve, this is saying don't give up. This is saying keep doing the small things. If you want to negotiate this transitional time, then you want to keep chipping away doing the small things and letting all of those small things add up. Keep doing, keep showing up, keep being there, keep being present, and keep doing the things that you do. So you're not to give up this week. You're to persist through small, consistent effort. I hope that that resonates for you. All right, Gemini. Gemini, not Gemini. It's very posh, Gemini. Gemini, what have we got? Ace of Wands reversed. Okay, so you're waiting for the universe to deliver a surprise for you. You've been trying to manifest, you've been trying to create, you're waiting for things to come into fruition. Maybe you're not seeing it yet. The universe is right there, hanging out with his hand in the cloud, ready to deliver this gift to you, right? But in this reverse position, I feel like you are not ready yet. You still have some aspects of readiness to achieve before the universe delivers, right? So there is some inner work that still needs to be done. I feel like there are some inner blocks that are preventing you from achieving in the physical world, from manifesting what you want in the physical world. So this week, really look at those internal blocks. What could be the internal blocks or the barriers? What could be the conditioning that's preventing you from achieving the things that you want to achieve, the stuff that you want to see coming into fruition? So really focus on those internal blockers this week. Really deep dive into those, because that's what will release this hand from the cloud, this gift from the universe. All right, Aquarians. We have got the Nine of Pentacles here in reverse. The classic bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. Aquarians, myself as an Aquarian sun. Are you focusing enough on how well you've done, how far you've come, how good you are, and all the things that you've achieved, and the way that you feel, and the person that you are now that you weren't before? Are you focusing enough on that stuff? Because I feel like it's very easy to constantly be striving for more, constantly be looking in the external world for the next thing, the next piece of development, the next growth, the next attainable, tangible object or goal. But I don't know if you spent enough time appreciating who you are, how far you've come, what you've got, what you've done, and all of the things that you've overcome, and the kind of person that you are now. The bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. So there's a moment of recognition and gratitude this week for your own journey and how damn good you are. All right, Libra. Libra, the Queen of Wands reversed. So, I always love the cat. Reminds me of my cat Simon, the lucky black cat. The wands are about manifestation, creation, bringing things into fruition. In this reverse position, I feel like you are trying to figure out yourself, who you want to be, how you want to feel, what your core values are, how you want to show up in the world. But it's more about that stuff that sits internally for you, the stuff that if you want to create the outside world, you need to be making sure that it's in alignment with your inside self. It's in alignment with your core values, your beliefs, your integrity. So really need to stop looking outside for what you want to achieve and start looking inside. And I really feel like this kind of the symbol of the lucky black cat here suggests that everything that you have is already in front of you, is already with you, is already by your feet, by your side. And so the luck is within you. There's not an external win or windfall or validation that's going to come. This is all about recognizing what you've got, who you are, how you feel, and then I think that you're going to then start recognizing that stuff comes into fruition through those feeling senses and that feeling state, rather than trying to manifest just the physicalities of the stuff. So yeah, I think that your luck is within you. It's not an external factor. That's what I was trying to say there. All right, Cancerians. Cancerians. You're feeling a bit sorrowful this week. What we see here is the 3 cups are spilled, 2 cups are standing, and this person is stood here kind of cloaked and looking sad and turning away from those cups. Turning away being the key here. It's okay to let things fall. You don't have to uphold everything and every relationship in your life. You can let things spill and fall, right? And what this means is that you still have relationships or people in your life here, these stood up cups, that are solid and they're there for you, and they're literally behind your back here, meaning they've got your back. But these ones that have fallen over, they're not worth your energy or time at the moment. And so rather than trying to keep on top of them, saying, well, I'm always the one that texts or calls first, and, I'm always the one that puts the effort in. Rather than doing all of that, just let it spill over. Let those relationships spill over. And it's okay to feel sorry or sad about it, but it doesn't mean you have to uphold the responsibility for it. So it's time to just let those relationships that you're not getting equal effort, to let them spill. You don't have to uphold those anymore. Scorpio. Come on, Scorpio. Magician. Reversed. Scorpio, this is a relatively consistent message actually just for this week for a lot of the signs here, but in terms of trying to manifest things in the world, bring things into fruition, like the magician here, who has all of the suits, the cups, the wands, the swords and the pentacles. If your focus has been externally, it's time this week to shift your focus internally. Which means you want to try and create, to manifest, to design your life from a place of integrity, core values, feeling alignment with stuff, using your intuition, rather than focusing on the physical aspects, the logical things, the sensible options, the tangible stuff. You have to look more inwardly. You're trying to negotiate a transition at the moment, as the general energy suggests. So I think that this transition needs to be negotiated through alignment of the internal self, through alignment of what feels right for you, and what is in your greatest interests, not just your tangible physical interests, but what's in your greater, wider, more holistic interest. And the good thing is we have this eternity symbol here, which means that once you learn this, like it's a skill or mastery for life, like you can then switch this on anytime that you need to. All right, Pisces. Pisces, the Justice card reversed. If you're waiting for a resolution, you're waiting for someone to apologize, or you're waiting for someone to admit they're wrong, you're waiting for some circumstances to resolve that are outside of your control, you're going to be waiting and waiting and waiting. This week is about you learning to let go of that and learning to move on with knowing that you may never see what the justice is. Justice will be served, it always is, but you don't always have a front row seat to that. You don't always ever find out how that justice is served. Karma works in weird and wonderful ways, and it works across many lifetimes. So, you don't need to see a direct result. If you've been wronged, you don't need to see that person be wronged. You might be wishing or hoping for that, or feeling that you need that to be able to move on, but you may never be privy to that. Something else may come along for them in another form, shape, or even another lifetime that you may not get to witness. So you have to be comfortable with moving on, knowing that you may never see justice be served. That doesn't mean it won't be served. It just means that you don't get that front row seat. So if you want to protect your own energy and you want to have some closure, you're going to have to create that for yourself this week. All right, well, I hope that they resonated. Please do let me know in the comments. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful week ahead. Bye-bye.